Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about symmetry of a function, and my plan is to answer this question. How can we determine a function is symmetric based on its algebraic equation? In order to answer this question, we need to know two different definitions. So the first one is if f of x is equal to f of minus x for all x in the domain of f, then we call the function f an even function, and actually an even function is symmetric about y-axis. The second definition is if f of minus x is equal to minus f of x for all x in the domain of f, then f is an odd function. An odd function is symmetric about origin. Now let's see how we actually apply these two definitions to real examples. So here we have two examples, and we want to examine if these functions are odd or even, and then we can understand the symmetry of this function with respect to y-axis or origin. So the first one, we have f of x equals to 3x to the power of 4 minus 5x squared plus 2. So in order to see that if this function is an odd or even function, we just need to plug in minus x instead of x. So the first step, f of minus x is going to be 3 minus x to the power of 4 minus 5 minus x squared plus 2, and we know that any variable to the power of an even number would result to a positive value. Therefore this is going to be x to the power of 4, and this is again the same rule happens, x to the power of 2, and finally we would have 3x to the power of 4 plus 5x squared plus 2. And if we look at this function here, the equation that we have in here, it is minus 5x squared. It is exactly the same as the original function, and it recalls the first definition. Therefore this function is an even function. So this is what we have. So this is even function, and the symmetry is about y-axis. Let's look at the second example that we have in here. The second example is 2x cubed minus 3x, and we have to apply the same rule and the same scenario. Basically, instead of x we just plug in minus x, therefore we would have f of minus x, and this is going to be 2 minus x cubed minus 3 minus x, and it would result in minus x to the power of 3 is basically minus x to the power of 3, so it's going to be minus 2x cubed, and here negative sign will be multiplied, would result in a positive 3x, and we can actually rewrite it as minus 2x3 minus 3x, and this is basically f of x. And again what we have in here is f of x equals to minus f of minus x, or we can say, let's write it as its definition, f of minus x is basically minus f of x, and therefore it is an odd function, and the symmetry of this function is going to be about the origin. So this is odd function and the symmetry is about the origin. So based on this easy step, we can actually understand if the function is symmetric about y-axis or about origin, and we can actually understand if the function is an odd function or even function, and or it can be none of these two cases, and it would have no symmetry with respect to y-axis or origin. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed and learned how to find the symmetry of a function with respect to y-axis or origin, please subscribe this channel.